Hey everybody, Sam here.
And Angela, and welcome to our channel.
Welcome to another video on the homestead. As you might be able to tell, there's a little bit of a piece of equipment here that we've rented because we have a big job planned.
This one is not micro though.
Right, micro couldn't do it. If you don't know what we mean by micro, check out the video link down below. Otherwise, what do we have planned for macro?
Macro.
Macro the excavator.
We have to do our electric line, power line, conduit, whatever you want to call it.
We have to dig the trench for our electric to run from the grid to our home. That trench has to be at least 4 feet deep. We tried to dig it with a little micro excavator and hit shale rock around 3 feet. So when you run into an obstacle or hit a rock, get a bigger machine.
We do have 300 feet that we have to do. I think we only got maybe about 20 with micro, so we're gonna have to redo a little bit, but let's go. We are up here at the road, and I have to say that was a lot quicker to get here with macro than it was with micro. Micro took like 15 minutes to go 300 feet. It was a mess. So we're gonna go ahead and re-dig what was dug so we can get in the hole easier if needed, but let's go.
Check my depth.
52.
Okay.
With the elbow that goes there, we won't have to get much closer.
Almost 5 feet.
Yeah.
Let's see where it's at on the bucket, because I know y'all won't be out here all day. All right, so about where that bracket is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I know Micro the excavator was better than a shovel, but this guy blows Micro out of the water. It is getting through the shale rock that the other one just couldn't touch. It is not doing it super easy. It's not like butter, but it is at least doing the job, and I'm able to dig down to a depth. Angela measured up here one time and I was almost 5 feet deep. That's okay. There's not really anything such as too deep with the electrical company. They have minimum depths, but no maximum. So I used, there's a little bracket on the arm. I'm using that as my depth gauge to know I'm good.
So when we say shale, I know a lot of you may not know what that is. I didn't until we moved here. This is kind of what they call shale. It's pretty, and that's S-H-A-L-E. And it's pretty much like compressed sand rock, sandstone, something like that. It will eventually crack and break, but it's like going through rock. But it kind of breaks off like this. So, visuals.
All right, at this point, it is just a matter of staying the course, a straight line. I used our riding mower and I buzz cut through the field straight from here to the house. I'm just gonna plug some headphones in, start digging, and if anything exciting happens, I'll be sure and touch base with you guys. Otherwise, enjoy the time lapse of an excavator in the field. Well, friends, acquaintances, strangers, I have some bad news. We, and by we I guess I mean me, nah, everybody else is in it together. We have hit rock. Pretty much a nice flat layer of rock, about 2 feet under the ground. It is still shale, it's not granite. So, Sam's idea, my mind's going here, I've only got this thing rented for today and tomorrow. Why not? Let's go rent another piece of equipment. Let's rent a jackhammer. We're going to head over to the nearest Home Depot, which is the only place that rents them in our area, see what we can find, and see if we can bring one home. And then I'm going to have to clone myself as I run the excavator and jackhammer. And maybe shrink myself, so I don't know. Maybe that one back there over on the jackhammer. Either way, let's take a break, rent some tools, and collect our thoughts, because this is a little bit of a bummer. But what you gonna do? Not much else, right? Can't give up.
So Daddy was going to leave the excavator at the road, and I was like, that doesn't sound quite safe. Let's bring it back. So I volunteered to drive it back. That was fun.
Safer spot?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Alright, let's go rent a jackhammer.
Okay.
This is crazy. We have our portable power wagon ready to go behind the lawnmower. We have the jackhammer we rented, plus our generator that normally sits behind our camper, ready to go, take power out into the field, and hopefully get this thing done pretty quickly. Okay, now we'll get the excavator, see how much I've broken up, and we can dig this out of here. Phew! That's hard work. There's no way around it. That's just hard work. But I'm glad we have a 16 or 20 inch wide bucket. I don't know. At least it's that one. And not the little 12 inch like I asked for, but they didn't give me.
is good. We need to start right here. Can I try?
Sure. Well guys, progress is being made, although it is going pretty slowly. We are just about to the point where it's going to be digging a new trench. So we've backtracked all the way to the pole, and we have used combination of the sledgehammer and the excavator, like pounding, and trying to break the rock up, and we've made our way back maybe 75 feet. We have 300 feet to go, so this is the long con. I don't know how to describe it. It's taken forever, but we don't have much of a choice. I will say this: our local utility does allow the exclusion or the condition that if we absolutely cannot hit our 4-foot depth, they allow us to put the conduit less than 4 feet deep, but it has to be encased in concrete. I believe 6-inch perimeter all the way around the 2.5-inch conduit. Given the price of concrete, we heard yesterday it is at $220 per yard. That's outrageous. We have already spent close to $1,200 between this excavator and the small one. The jackhammer rental for 2 days was another $350. Honestly, unless we completely tucker ourselves out, this is just what we're going to do. We're just going to have to keep pressing on, working at it, and just hope and pray that we get out of this shale rock really soon. Now we do have the rental for the sledgehammer for 2 days. So today's Saturday, we don't take it back until Monday. Hopefully by then we'll be good. Another benefit is it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so we have plenty of daylight left, and it should start to be getting cooler now since it's beyond the peak heat. At least we sure hope so. Alright, I hear the sledgehammer has stopped, so I think that's my cue to hop back on the excavator and clean out the trench. I've offered to let Angela run the excavator. She was able to a little bit today, but she doesn't want to. She says, nope, the sledgehammer is easy to do. I would rather do that. Quit asking. So I did offer, but man, you talk about like how many other dudes' wives will be in the trench getting the sledgehammer to lay some dang conduit pipe, huh? I guess that means she's ready to get out of that camper big time.
Well, this stinks. This is a lot of back-breaking work, even though we have a really big excavator, because we're having to dig and chip away and use the jackhammer and all that type stuff. The other option we have is to dig as best as we can and then encase the conduit in 3 inches of concrete, like on top. So what we're going to do is go ahead and dig as much as we can without going through this rock so much. Just dig the whole thing and then see what we have from there. If we need to dig more or if we need to encase in concrete, whatever's going to be easiest, because we've only got about 1/3 of the way and we've been at it for hours. So let's see how far we can get.
Well, as you can maybe tell, maybe not, I don't know how the camera's gonna pick it up. It's a lot later in the day. It's about 7:30. I know we left to go get the jackhammer at 11:45 today. So, I don't know, maybe I got back at 1, so 2, 3, 6, several hours in the heat, in the sun. I'm probably about 40 feet away from being at the house, and ever since we passed our, I don't know, maybe halfway, a little bit over halfway point, so we'll say 175 feet from the road, we have gotten out of the rock. Thank goodness. So it's going a lot quicker. It is just clay and just easy stuff to dig through. That's really, really nice. That's about it for the update. I'm going to go ahead and hop back on here, finish out the last stretch, but I'll be sure to come back and talk to you guys before we call it quits. Diesel, my lady. Oh, okay. It's low, and you don't ever want to run these out. Well, I feel pretty accomplished with what we got done today, even though, gosh, I wanted to throw my hands up in the air so many times, and I really felt defeated whenever we had to go get the jackhammer. I felt defeated. And then I felt even more defeated when the jackhammer, I mean, it was working, but the amount of depth we would get per hammer session was like 2 to 3 inches.
MC Hammer or whatever. Hammer time.
You ruined the moment.
Sorry.
I was really conveying my feelings to everybody, you know, opening up, talking about emotions. And you had to break out MC Hammer. So it was really, gosh, it really kind of grated at me today that we got the excavator and the additional excavator. Didn't cut it. We went and got the trip for the jackhammer, one of the largest ones they had. And it didn't cut it either, but it's kind of like eating a steak with a spoon. That's pretty much what was going on. In the trench, and it was super hot today. Not hardly a scrap of shade unless you wanted to get down and lay down in the trench, which I honestly
He asked me if I wanted to, and I said I wouldn't be able to get up because the trench is 20 inches wide.
I would have drug you up by the excavator, but still, I mean, it's like, you know, the earth is a constant, what is it, 59 degrees
Something
Fahrenheit?
like that.
Well, it was cooler in the trench, but I don't know. I'm kind of rambling, but suffice.
It was a rough most of the day.
Yeah, today was one of those rough days. Today was one of those days where other channels would dramatize the, oh, woe is me. Other channels would totally not share it. I'm just kind of being honest. I mean, you guys saw it. It stunk. It was a horrible job. And we're just, I mean, we're doing what we always do. We're not made of money. We have a level head on our shoulders. We have some ability, and so we try and do the best we can without, like, hiring somebody to do that would have been outrageous.
It would.
When we got our septic put in, we were quoted or told by the installer, you know, it's going to be such and such amount. But if I hit rock, it's $150 per hour.
Ooh.
How many hours did we spend on that rock today?
A long time, and we're not done yet.
No. No, we're at the point where we're actually going to consider the cost of concrete versus breaking your back, breaking our back, trying to jackhammer. I don't know. I don't
We'll
have
see
an
how
answer
long.
yet.
We've not measured to see how far we would have to use the jackhammer and stuff like that. We will do that tomorrow morning when it's not blazing hot yet.
Yeah, we'll do it once we've rested. Feel, you know, better, feel more optimistic about life.
Take some muscle relaxers. And
Sure. Whatever's your fancy. A little bit of sweet tea, not Long Island, just sweet tea.
Just sweet tea.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and stop this part of the video here because it's the end of the day and we're out of diesel. Almost. It didn't run out. My gosh, don't ever run a diesel engine out of fuel. But we got to go get some more and just...
It's a good time to call it a day.
It is. Yeah.
So we'll see you tomorrow.
We will. Oh, wow, you were shading me. And I'll talk with you guys before I call it quits for tonight, though. So, come on down here, camera woman, get a better shot. I am dirty, but at least it's dirt dirty. Not like, I don't know, soiled myself. Well, I did soil myself.
Aww. This is kind of creepy.
Whatever do you mean?
Is that what that smell
Can you
is?
smell it? Are you having dirty thoughts?
You're terrible.
Alright. You guys see my face? So bright. Oh, come on, camera. It's so bright. Find my face already.
Okay, I thought it was a tick.
That would take talent to catch a tick running an excavator, but
You never know.
crazier things have been done. There we go. Faces, and the camera wakes up.
Well, I believe we both got a little bit of sun today.
Yeah, my legs are pink. I have
face is
short
pink,
tan lines.
too.
Well, my face gets pink whenever I'm hot, and it's like always hot out here, so this is not the litmus test of burn. The legs, on the other hand, got a little bit of color. And I don't tan. I go from white to pink. And then
Back to white.
back to white, yeah.
I tan.
Yeah. That's because you're partially Cherokee Indian.
Well, supposedly.
I'm just,
Not found it in an ancestry yet.
whatever. I'm all doses of Eastern European people that never saw the sunlight.
Guess not.
The first one of all generations to, what's this thing?